All right, it's been nearly 2 months since that billion-dollar-plus Mega Millions jackpot ticket was sold. The winner still hasn't come forward to claim all that cash. It's crazy.
And our Nick Smith is here. Imagine that. Imagine knowing that you bought a $1 billion+ ticket. Maybe you can't find it. Maybe you don't know what happened to it.
It wasn't you.
Maybe you don't even know that you won. Maybe ignorance is bliss.
Oh, ignorance is not bliss.
That is not bliss
at all. The clock is ticking. The nation became so excited each week as the Mega Millions grew to $1.34 billion, making that jackpot the second largest in Mega Millions history. And after 29 consecutive drawings without a winning ticket, one was finally sold in Illinois, in a suburb of Chicago. Now, you would think that person would have ran in with their ticket, cashed it in, and by now, living a completely different life. But get this, they haven't, which is raising a lot of questions. The Illinois lottery director now saying that maybe the winner doesn't even know that they won the prize and encourages everyone to go back to check their tickets. So the big question is this. If this jackpot is not claimed, what happens? Well, in Illinois, Mega Millions winners get exactly 1 year from the date of the drawing to claim the money if they want to receive it as an annuity spread over 3 decades. But they only get 60 days if they would rather take the prize as an upfront reduced lump sum. That lump sum cash option is a whopping $780.5 million before taxes. Now, if the winner doesn't claim the prize by September 27th, 1 week from today, the prize will automatically default to the annuity option.
The dream of winning the lottery has been an integral part of human history for centuries. Politicians, philosophers, emperors, and last but not least, lottery winners have all lived in different ways. But who invented the lottery and why? Who were the historical figures who benefited the most from the lottery and how? The first signs of lotteries date back to the Han Dynasty of China around 200 BC, but it was only when the Roman Emperor Augustus Caesar, Julius Caesar's adopted son, created the lottery, the way we understand it today. The lottery as a financial option in ancient Rome. At the time, the city of Rome was in dire need of repair, but people were raising taxes so much that the public became uneasy when the taxes were raised again. Augustus Caesar was the first to come up with the idea of holding a lottery as a way to increase both revenue and popularity. More than 2,000 years after Augustus Caesar, the government still uses the lottery to raise funds for civic projects. Augustus Caesar was the first to come up with the idea of organizing lotteries as a means of increasing both income and popularity. About 200 years later, another Roman emperor named Elagabalus took a particular interest in the lottery. What started as a game with prizes like slaves and land quickly turned into a compulsory lottery, with tickets catapulted into the crowd. With wasps, bees, dead animals and live snakes issued with stamps and trophies such as the death penalty, the young emperor killed himself at the age of 18. How did Voltaire make his fortune in the lottery? It was not until the French philosopher, better known by his pen name Voltaire, that he met the mathematician Charles-Marie de la Condamine that he was finally freed from the physical. The two meet at a dinner party, where La Condamine proposes a plan that will make her rich beyond her wildest dreams. The French government set up a lottery to entice people to buy bonds. Any bondholder can buy a lottery ticket for 1,000th of the bond's value, and the winner can cash out the current crazy 500,000 jackpot. However, the French government was not well versed in mathematics. The jackpot was not linked to the price of the bond, and La Condamine realized that by buying all the cheap bonds, they were quickly increasing their chances of winning. La Condamine and Voltaire formed a lottery syndicate with a group of wealthy sponsors and split the prize money. After several years of repeated victories, the government discovered their plots and brought them to trial, where they were found to have committed no crime. This fortune gave Voltaire the freedom to spend the rest of his life writing lotteries and the President of the United States. The founding fathers of the United States used the lottery for political and personal gain. From George Washington to Ben Franklin, everyone has created lotteries in the name of freedom and money. No American president supported the lottery more than Thomas Jefferson, who attempted to organize a lottery later in life to pay off his debt. The biggest problem in 1747 was not the gunman, but money. Franklin's solution was to run a lottery, and he was so successful that he bragged that Philadelphia was as close to selling in 7 weeks as the New York and New England lotteries in 7 months. With the proceeds he bought a cannon to protect Philadelphia. Nearly 30 years later, George Washington attempted to hold a raffle in Virginia's Allegheny Mountains to raise money to build a road and resort in the area now known as the Homestead of Hot Springs, Virginia. The lottery attempt was unsuccessful, partly due to the increased number of lotteries at the time. The lottery was signed by George Washington and became a collector's entry. The latest one of the remaining 25 tickets sold for $13,500 in 2006. But no one advocated the lottery like Thomas Jefferson. With his grandson, Jefferson tried to win the lottery to pay off debt. To persuade the Virginia legislature, he wrote, "Fortunately, he was unaware that his plans were not working." The lottery is still popular despite the astronomical odds of winning the life-changing jackpot that have scratched people's imaginations over the centuries. And perhaps the most remarkable thing in the history of lotteries is the way lotteries embody and subvert the capitalist economy. That subversion can be seen when we consider the ideological scandals that would arise if we possessed the ability to truly predict the outcome of the lottery, a hallmark of most capitalist societies. The capitalist spirit of self-control is undermined by the possibility that happiness will lead to success without proportionate action. As a result, in capitalist societies, gambling is avoided as a pastime for the poor and the lazy. Cervantes wrote in Don Quixote, "Be patient and shuffle the cards." This concept is the basis for the American self-made myth that success requires effort but can be achieved by anyone. It is thus the American myth of the self-made human being creates a double bond. As a result, people of lower socioeconomic status may feel that they still have the ability to ascend if they are lucky, while those of higher socioeconomic status may find success as a result of their perceived efforts. Through gambling emerges the concept of the Great Break, an idea first observed in the American liberal tradition by Louis Holtz that has been fundamental to the spread of socioeconomic frustration for centuries. In hundreds of European stories and fairy tales first told by the lower classes in the 17th and 18th centuries, we find that peasants refused to change the royal system that oppressed them. Instead, a happy ending occurs when the peasant himself becomes king through a series of chance events. That is to say that the occurrence of great ruptures, although rare, is enough to keep the masses satisfied with an unjust social order. They aim to be on top of the current society rather than completely destroy the society. While lotteries and gambling were often a way for the elite to extort money from the less knowledgeable public without harassing them, a regressive tax, as the sociologist Roberto Garvia notes, in some circumstances, the lottery has been used as a political tool. Was also done in tool, a customer interest in favor of politically advantageous ones. The lottery has a sordid history that continues to this day. May the odds be in your favor, and don't forget to like and subscribe.